Yo, what's up guys? I recently just purchased this $130 gaming PC. Now, let's see if this thing can game. I'm gonna be going over the specs and the overview and cleaning it out because it was quite dirty. Anyway, I need to go make myself some coffee, and without further ado, let's get started. Onto the PC specs. The processor that we got in this computer is an i3-3220, which came out in 2012, which is a 3rd gen i3. Now this CPU is a little on the weaker side for gaming, but we'll see what it can do. Anyway, for the motherboard, we got the Gigabyte GA-B75M D3H motherboard. As for the memory, we got 8 gigs of DDR3 running at 1600 MHz, and oh yeah, it's from Ripjaws. This set of RAM sticks right here is still very popular even to this day, but back in the day, I would say most people would have purchased this if they were building a gaming PC. As for the graphics card we got right here, we got an EVGA GTX 660, so this is definitely getting in the lower end, and let's see how this thing can do against modern games, or moderner games. As for the storage, it came with a 500 gig Western Digital hard drive, which I switched out for a 480 gig SSD, cause them loading times though, and also a 1 terabyte hard drive for storing the other extra things that I benchmark and test, like big games and stuff like that. Anyway, these did not come with it. I put them in just so I didn't have to deal with the unbearingly slow speeds of a hard drive, so yeah. To power everything, we got a Corsair CX 600 watt power supply. This is a very solid power supply and would actually recommend it to anyone that wants to build a computer today. And all the components are fit inside this nice Cyberpower gaming PC case, and it didn't come with a side panel, and I had an idea to make one. And so if you want to see content like that, be sure to check out my other channel, Zach Experiments, where I'm going to experiment in making a case side panel that I'm going to 3D print. So hopefully I can do that. If that's something you're interested in, go check out that channel. Right now I don't have any content on it right now, but I hope to in the future very soon. Anyway, this it's an okay case. It's got plenty of storage in the front for all your hard drives and stuff like that, and you can also put a all-in-one liquid cooler like we have here, which I also forgot to mention. The CPU is being cooled by an Asetek all-in-one liquid cooler, which cools it very nice. It's a bit of an overkill because the i3 doesn't get really warm, but it definitely keeps those temps under control. The case can also fit a double radiator or 2-fan radiator. I literally just forgot what you call that. Anyway, you can fit a double thing, wide thing up top here, and also got a nice 120mm fan in the back. Now when I picked up this PC, it was quite dirty and dusty. I'm guessing it probably sat on someone's carpet for a while and collected a lot of dust because these components were very dusty. And yeah, so enjoy this epic montage that I put together of me cleaning out this PC. Now this PC is very close in performance and price to my last gaming PC that I built, the $156 gaming PC. If you did not check that out, be sure to watch it. And anyway, like I was saying, they are very close in performance and price, so I want to compare them to see if the last one I built is worth the extra $20 that I spent on it. Now I should also mention that some of the games that I've chosen aren't the most physically demanding games, and most of them are last gen, but these computers still struggle through them, so putting newer games against these computers, I wouldn't think it would be really fair for them. So you're gonna see these last gen computers with last gen games of how it should be, because I guarantee these cannot play modern games. So anyway, I'm gonna put both of the computer specs up, and then we're gonna compare them and see which one comes out on top. Alright, so those are very interesting benchmarks. One of the things that kind of surprised me is the GTX 660 is better than the R9 270, but I think I forgot to mention that the R9 270 is actually overclocked, so it behaves more like an R9 270X, which if you look at the user benchmark says it is better than the GTX 660. Which you can see that in some of the gaming benchmarks that I did. Now if you didn't catch that from the benchmarks, the $156 gaming PC did win in most of all of the benchmarks that we did because of its i3 4170. The extra performance just took it up and beyond this computer and it didn't win. There was one instances where it got very close in superposition. It was about 5 FPS away from the minimum, the average, and the max, but then it lost on the score by about 600 points. This PC did have a better score in the 1% lows in Fortnite. It got 33.7 against a 15.3 FPS, so that's definitely an improvement. So the dips that you're going to see in gaming aren't going to be as drastic as that of the other PC. But the average frames per second was about 10 frames lower than the $156 gaming PC. As for the most demanding title that I played, Ghost Recon Wildlands, which both of them saw an average FPS of around in the 30s and the 1% lows, which were within 5 of each other. So these are definitely not computers that you want to be playing super hard games like that, like Watch Dogs. And I also did have a bunch of other benchmarks, but I used different settings for both of them, so I couldn't really compare them because one was played on ultra while the other one was played on high, and they got 2 different scores, and I was like, well, that can't be right. And that's pretty much all the benchmarks that I did. This thing did not win against it, but it is 20 bucks cheaper, so what do you think? Do you think the other PC is worth an extra $20 than this one? Let me know in the comment section below. And also, if you want to see all the benchmarks that I did on this computer, I have a second gaming channel where I put them on, so you can go check that out. It'll be linked in the description. And if you want, that's where I also put on other videos of me benchmarking computers, just the benchmarking, no overview like I'm doing now. So if you're into that, be sure to check it out. And that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and with that being said, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.